Okay, I'll admit it. From time to time, I've dabbled in video games. I know. Pretty crazy. You know, I spend so much time gaming by myself since I don't have any friends, and I've always wished there was a place where I can meet some epic gamers like myself. But what if I told you there are places that gamers gather every year to celebrate their biggest passion? That's right. Grab your deodorant, cause we're diving into the weird world of gaming conventions. Without any more yapping, let's get into it. If you were a kid growing up in the 2000s and 2010s, then you'll remember E3.
You ever wonder what the bottom of an Avatar shoe looks like? Well, bam! There it is.
Which might not seem that old, but the last E3 was in 2021. And if you somehow don't remember E3, it was basically a giant gaming expo where every game developer came out to show the biggest games of the year. Instead of every game publisher having their own live streams to show off their games, E3 was pretty much the only place where AAA games got announced. Back in the day, if you wanted to hear about a big game you were excited for, too bad, pal, you have to wait until the next E3. And I don't know about you, but when I was a kid, I thought E3 was the coolest thing ever, and I always wanted to go. And just like all my other childhood dreams, this one was shattered, as E3 is no longer a thing. But what happened? How did the biggest gaming convention go from the place where everyone got their gaming news to just a distant memory of the past? Well, it was really a mix of a couple things. One thing E3 was really known for was the cringe. Every single year, E3 was prone to the most embarrassing moments ever caught on camera. Since E3 combined gaming and public speaking, I think it's safe to say that that was a recipe for disaster, as it's not really gamers' strong suits.
So I am here to talk about Need for Speed Payback.
So there would always just be someone to mess up their lines, or say the worst thing possible.
One of the things I think the benefit of hip hop is that we have President Obama.
This caused E3 to just turn into kind of a joke and was just memed on every year, which made publishers just not want to do it all together and make their own pre-recorded announcements. Which brings me to my next point.
The pandemic.
You see, in 2020, something kind of happened that made people not really be able to go outside. And this caused a problem for E3 as they were forced to shut down for a year. And during this year, gaming announcements still had to be made, so publishers just started posting them on their own YouTube channels. And I think they all realized that they just didn't really need E3 anymore, and it wasn't worth the embarrassment and money. So when E3 finally returned for a virtual showcase in 2021, nobody really cared anymore. After this, E3 2022 and 2023 were cancelled before they finally just called it quits and confirmed that E3 was officially dead. And now it's been pretty much replaced by the Game Awards, which still has its fair share of cringe moments. It's nowhere near as bad as E3. RIP E3, gone and pretty much forgotten. And speaking of the cringiest gaming conventions, how could we not talk about Minecon?
What's the recommended amount of dedicated RAM I should have to a server?
If you thought E3 was bad, then you've never seen Minecon. Minecon was Minecraft's annual event that brought together fans, content creators, and the developers for one of mankind's greatest disasters.
That's a
Now,
fairly
don't everyone
personal
speak
thing
up
to
at
ask.
once.
I don't know whose idea it was to take the most popular game in the world with the most autistic fan base and put them all in the same building together. And I think the creators realized this, as ever since 2020, Minecon has transitioned into Minecraft Live. Similar to E3, I think Mojang just realized it was easier to have a pre-recorded and planned live stream, and it's not worth all the hassle and the stuff that could go wrong. Although that hasn't quite stopped controversies from popping back up, but that's a story for another day. You know, in hindsight, it probably wasn't the best idea to have a bunch of Minecraft YouTubers in the same room with a bunch of little kids, but oh well. It's kind of sad that Minecon doesn't exist anymore, because that means we won't get any more moments like these.
Why not add birds into Minecraft and have like birdsong during the dawn?
But hey, at least now we can all tune into Minecraft Live and see Mojang announce one new item and a new type of wood. Another terrible convention happened pretty recently last August, and it was called the National Gaming Expo. The expo promised people that they'd be able to meet the actors from Mortal Kombat, GTA, and Red Dead Redemption, as well as some exotic animals. But what went wrong, you might ask? Maybe if you let me finish talking, I'd be able to tell you. What ended up happening was basically none of the actors showed up, and the entire expo was pretty much empty. It literally looks like someone just dropped you off into the back rooms. But who really wants to see the actors of your favorite games that you paid $40 for? When what you really want to see is a cool ass petting zoo. Seriously though, this event was a complete disaster. And even Ned Luke, the actor behind Michael in GTA 5, said the entire event was a scam. But who is the mastermind behind the National Gaming Expo? That would be Michael Wittenberg. Wittenberg is no stranger to hosting terrible conventions, as 8 years prior in 2017 he hosted the National Vape Expo. And can you guess what happened? The exact goddamn thing. It was another empty venue with nothing to do. I mean, I don't know what you'd usually do at a vape expo. I didn't even know they had those. I think it's safe to say that this guy should never host an event again. But as for who's responsible for the actors not showing up, it's kinda up in the air as both sides are just blaming each other. Overall, it's still pretty scummy whoever's fault it is, because they never said the celebrities weren't showing up and just let fans come anyway. This entire event was just a train wreck. Although not strictly a gaming convention, TwitchCon is still pretty relevant to the gaming scene. Because believe it or not, Twitch used to actually be about gaming. If you couldn't tell by the name, TwitchCon is Twitch's annual convention where fans can meet their best friends, favorite live streamers. That's right, Twitch, the home of the most parasocial fans out there, hosts an event where those parasocial fans can find out the exact time and place those streamers are going to be. Not only does TwitchCon still have the cringe moments of the other conventions, it also houses some downright criminal behavior. Look no further than the most recent TwitchCon when Emaru got assaulted at her meet and greet. And all Twitch had to say was, "We're sorry. We promise it won't happen again." How are you 10 years into hosting this event and you don't have some sort of preemptive measure for this kind of thing? Fans aren't even the only one causing problems at TwitchCon. Sometimes it's the creators themselves. Whether it's just being general nuisances to the people around you,
It's always a fat friend, bro.
or just straight up breaking the law. Because TwitchCon doesn't just give fans the opportunity to meet creators, it also gives creators the opportunity to meet their fans. Just like on their platform, Twitch doesn't really do anything to prevent this kind of thing and just gives you a little slap on the wrist and sends you on your way.
Okay, time's up. Now get out.
You can commit actual crimes on Twitch and they'll ban you for a day. I think TwitchCon has a lot of potential to be fun for fans and creators, but if Twitch is going to continue to hold this convention, they have to take better steps to improve security to make sure stuff like this doesn't happen again. At the end of the day, as much fun as it is to laugh at people messing up their lines at E3,
I got my boy Marcus, executive producer here. He is the producer of the game. Thank you, Nick, for having me.
or whatever the hell was going on at Minecon, it was definitely more of a simpler and fun time than what we have now. But what do you think? Let me know down in the comments below. And as always, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for access to my new convention, A Censored Con, where you get to meet your favorite creator, me, sitting in a dark warehouse by myself. We have a free petting zoo.